And hey, now we are going to be reading about America's fifth president, James Monroe. Like I said, James Monroe is the fifth president of America. He was the chosen one after James Madison. So James Madison picked him. He was president from March 4th, 1817 to March 4th, 1825. James Monroe, the fifth United States president, took office after winning the 1816 presidential election by an overwhelming margin over Federalist Rufus King. The election was the last in which the Federalists fielded a presidential candidate, and Monroe was unopposed in the 1820 election. Part of the Democratic Republican Party, James Monroe was succeeded by John Quincy Adams. So the guy who comes after him is John Quincy Adams. Monroe sought to eliminate political parties, and the Federalist Party did fade as a national institution during his presidency. The Democratic Republicans also stopped functioning as a unified party, and the period during which Monroe served as president is often referred to as the era of good feelings. Basically, the Federalists all went away because they messed up and backed the wrong horse during the War of 1812. And the Democratic Republicans were like, well, we don't have anyone to argue against, so there's no point to us existing anymore. So everybody get along. Is so happy. There's no political parties during James Monroe, at least towards the end of it. He's just everybody happy, happy, happy. It's good stuff. Yeah. All right, let's get back to reality, okay? So domestically, that means at home. James Monroe faced the Panic of 1819, the first major recession in the United States since the ratification of the Constitution. The economy is not doing well. He supported many federally funded infrastructure projects, but vetoed other projects due to constitutional concerns. Monroe supported the Missouri Compromise, which admitted Missouri as a slave state, but excluded slavery in the territories north of the 3630 parallel. In foreign policy, James Monroe and Secretary of State John Quincy Adams acquired East Florida from Spain with the Adams Onus Treaty. And this realized a long-term goal of Monroe and his predecessors. They wanted to get Florida, so we get Florida, at least, well, part of it. We got part of it. This was reached after the First Seminole War. We're going to hear about that again. The Adams-Onus Treaty also solidified U.S. control over West Florida, establishment of the western border of the United States, and included the cession, giving up land, of Spain's claims on Oregon country. The Monroe administration also reached two treaties with Great Britain, marking a rapprochement. We're getting back to being buddies a little bit. It's happy. This is happy. Marking the rapprochement between the two countries in the aftermath of the War of 1812. The Rush-Bagot Treaty demilitarized the U.S. border with the British North America, while the Treaty of 1818 settled some boundary disputes and provided for the joint settlement of Oregon country. James Monroe was deeply sympathetic to the revolutionary movements in Latin America and opposed European influence in the region. This is probably the most important thing, period, of James Monroe. And you've got the era of good feelings is huge. And then also this right here. This is what he's mostly remembered for today. In 1823, James Monroe promoted the Monroe Doctrine, which declared that the U.S. would remain neutral in European affairs, but would not accept new colonization of Latin America by European powers. This policy of Europe stay out of Latin America. This is our backyard. You don't mess with it. That policy is the Monroe Doctrine, and it is abused by many later presidents. It was brought up by James Monroe because he said, well, I don't want European countries settling down there. This is our backyard. This is our sphere of influence. This is our backyard. This is the area which we do business. So Europe, stay out of Latin America. This is, you'll stay. This is our country. So hopefully you're learning and hopefully you're doing well.